Rain fell steadily against the window, each drop tracing a slow path down the glass, as if reluctant to let go. Ayaan sat at his small wooden desk, staring at the faint glow of his laptop screen. The room was dim, illuminated only by a flickering bulb that hummed softly above him. It had been 3 years since his life had unraveled, yet the silence in the room still felt fresh, like an open wound that refused to heal. He hovered the cursor over the unfamiliar link he had found in his email earlier that evening. The subject line read simply, "For when you are ready." There was no sender's name, only a string of random characters. He had almost deleted it, assuming it was another piece of spam. But something about the message tugged at him with quiet insistence. His fingers trembled slightly as he clicked the link. A video opened on the screen. The thumbnail showed a park bench beneath a large banyan tree, a place he recognized instantly. It was the same park where he had once spent countless evenings with his younger sister, Zara. Ayaan's breath caught in his throat. He pressed play. The video began with the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant laughter of children. After a few seconds, a familiar figure appeared on the screen. Zara sat on the bench, her long hair swaying in the breeze, her eyes bright with the same warmth he remembered. For a moment, Ayaan forgot how to breathe. "Assalamu alaikum, bhai," she said softly, her voice carrying through the speakers like a whisper from another world. "If you're watching this, it means I finally convinced you to check your emails." Ayaan leaned closer to the screen, his heart pounding painfully against his chest. Zara had died 2 years ago in a tragic car accident. He had been the one driving. The memory haunted him relentlessly, replaying in his mind every night with merciless clarity. In the video, Zara smiled gently. "I know you," she continued. "You blame yourself for what happened. You think that if you had chosen a different road or driven a little slower, things would be different. But life isn't made of what-ifs. It's made of love, and you gave me more of that than anyone else." Tears blurred Ayaan's vision. He remembered the day of the accident with excruciating detail, the rain-soaked road, the sudden screech of tires, and the deafening silence that followed. Since then, guilt had consumed him, isolating him from the world. He had quit his job, distanced himself from friends, and even avoided his parents, unable to face the pain reflected in their eyes. Zara's voice brought him back. "I recorded this video a week before the accident," she said. "I had this strange feeling that I needed to say these things. Maybe it was just intuition, or maybe Allah wanted me to leave you a message." She paused, her expression turning thoughtful. "Do you remember the day we planted that jasmine tree in the backyard? You told me that no matter how harsh the seasons became, it would always bloom again. I think people are like that too. We endure winters, but we are meant to bloom." Ayaan wiped his tears, his chest tightening with emotion. Memories flooded his mind. Zara's laughter echoing through the house, the way she would steal his books and pretend to read them, and the countless evenings they spent sharing dreams under the banyan tree. "There's something else," Zara continued, her tone becoming more serious. "If you're watching this, it means you've been holding on to guilt for far too long. I need you to let it go. Not for me, but for yourself. Promise me you'll live again. Promise me you'll forgive yourself." Ayaan felt as if the weight he had carried for years was beginning to shift, though it still clung stubbornly to his heart. "I don't know how," he whispered to the empty room, his voice breaking. As if responding to his unspoken words, Zara smiled warmly in the video. "You'll find your way," she said. "Start by going back to the park. Sit on our bench. Listen to the world around you. Life is still waiting for you there." The video ended with Zara waving at the camera, her eyes shining with love. The screen faded to black, leaving Ayaan alone with the echo of her voice. For a long time he sat motionless, absorbing the magnitude of what he had just witnessed. The rain outside had stopped, replaced by a calm stillness that mirrored the subtle shift within him. He closed his laptop gently, his heart heavy yet strangely lighter than it had been in years. The next morning, Ayaan found himself standing at the entrance of the park. The air was crisp, carrying the earthy scent of damp soil. Each step toward the banyan tree felt both familiar and foreign, like revisiting a forgotten part of himself. When he reached the bench, he hesitated before sitting down. The wood was cool beneath his fingertips. Children played nearby, their laughter filling the air with a sense of life he had long avoided. He closed his eyes, allowing the sounds and sensations to wash over him. Beautiful day, isn't it? Ayaan opened his eyes to see an elderly man standing beside the bench. His face was lined with age, yet his eyes sparkled with kindness. Ayaan nodded politely. "I used to come here with my granddaughter," the man said, settling onto the bench. "She loved feeding the birds. After she passed away, I stayed away for years. The memories were too painful." Ayaan felt an unexpected connection. "What changed?" he asked quietly. The old man smiled gently. "I realized that avoiding the place didn't ease the pain. It only kept me trapped in it. Coming back allowed me to remember her with love instead of sorrow." His words resonated deeply with Ayaan. For the first time since the accident, he felt understood. They sat in comfortable silence, watching as pigeons fluttered around the park. Over the following weeks, Ayaan began to rebuild his life. He reconnected with his parents, whose relief at seeing their son emerge from isolation was palpable. He returned to his profession as a teacher, finding solace in guiding young minds. Each small step forward felt like honoring Zara's wish for him to live fully. One evening, while cleaning his room, Ayaan discovered a small envelope tucked inside one of his books. His hands trembled as he opened it. Inside was a photograph of him and Zara standing beside the jasmine tree, both of them laughing. On the back, Zara had written a short message: "No matter where life takes us, our roots remain intertwined." Ayaan stepped into the backyard, the photograph clutched tightly in his hand. The jasmine tree stood tall, its delicate white blossoms releasing a sweet fragrance into the evening air. He touched its trunk gently, feeling a profound sense of connection. Months passed, and with time, Ayaan learned to carry his grief, not as a burden, but as a testament to the love he had shared with his sister. He began volunteering at a local community center, dedicating his efforts to helping children who had experienced loss. Through their stories, he found both purpose and healing. On the second anniversary of Zara's passing, Ayaan returned to the park with his parents. They sat together on the bench beneath the banyan tree, sharing memories and laughter. Though tears were shed, they were no longer solely of sorrow, but also of gratitude for the time they had shared with her. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the park, Ayaan felt a gentle breeze brush against his face. He closed his eyes, imagining Zara's presence beside him. For the first time, the memory of that tragic night no longer dominated his thoughts. Instead, he remembered her laughter, her kindness, and the love that continued to shape his life. Before leaving, Ayaan looked up at the sprawling branches of the banyan tree. "I promise, Zara," he whispered softly. "I'm living again." Years later, Ayaan stood before a group of students, sharing a lesson about resilience. As he spoke, he noticed a young girl in the front row who reminded him of Zara, her curiosity, her warmth, her quiet strength. After the class, she approached him shyly. "Sir," she said, "you always talk about hope as if it's something real. How do you know it exists?" Ayaan smiled gently. "Because sometimes," he replied, "hope arrives when we least expect it, reminding us that love never truly leaves us." That evening, as he walked home beneath a sky painted with hues of amber and violet, Ayaan felt an overwhelming sense of peace. The pain of the past had not vanished, but it had transformed into something meaningful, a quiet strength that guided him forward. He paused at his doorstep, glancing up at the first stars appearing in the night sky. In that moment he realized that Zara's final gift had not been the video itself, but the courage it had awakened within him through her message. She had given him permission to forgive himself and embrace life once more. With a serene smile, Ayaan stepped inside, carrying with him the enduring belief that even in the face of profound loss, love possesses the power to heal, to transform, and to illuminate the path ahead.